I'm Samuel Wright. Sam to most folks, Mr. Wright to neighborhood kids, the carpenter to my son's new in-laws. On the night of Adrian's wedding, they sat me on a $3 plastic chair by the kitchen door. No place card. No father of the groom. Just steam from the dishwashers and a view of the trash bins. The hall glittered. Crystal chandeliers, white roses, floors that looked too expensive to walk on. Every planning meeting had edged me further from the center. Better angles for the photographer, more elegant symmetry. Bride's family takes precedence. Polite words for the same thing. Move the carpenter out of the picture. Told myself it wasn't about me. I'd watch my boy get married and keep quiet. But when Adrian, glowing in his tux, scanned the room to find his dad, and found me in Siberia, I saw it hit him. His smile flickered. Something inside him tightened. Looked down at my hands, the ones that built the deck he learned to ride on, fixed what broke, and paid for our small life. Good hands, I thought. Just not fancy. Months of little cuts led here. Marin's parents, Reginald and Livia, praising my handy skills like a novelty. The planner, Sienna, chirping through every demotion. At rehearsal, they bleached me from every photo and every aisle. "We want everyone included," they'd say, right before excluding me again. But the kid I raised didn't learn life from speeches. He learned with a flashlight in his fist at 6 a.m., handing me the right wrench without being asked. He learned that you show up, you fix what you can, and you don't apologize for honest work. So when his eyes found me by the kitchen door, the tether snapped. Adrian reached for his phone and typed with purpose. Minutes later, the mayor, yes, the actual mayor, Victor Adio, looked at his buzzing screen, then at my son, then at me. He stood. No script, no permission. He walked to the mic. "Good evening," he said. I didn't plan to speak, but sometimes silence does harm. He told the room about a winter night when an old woman's roof was leaking and a man climbed onto black ice in a storm to stop the water. "Hands that don't chase applause," he said. "Hands that keep a city standing." Then he pointed. Through the chandeliers, past the roses, past the head table, straight at me. "Samuel Wright, it is a disgrace to seat such a man in the shadows." For a breath, the hall froze. Then one clap, then another. The applause rolled like thunder. I was still in a plastic chair, but it felt a little like a throne. Adrian stood. He didn't ask permission from his bride or look to her parents. He walked through the perfect shadows, knelt at my feet like he did at 8 beside my workbench, and whispered, "I'm sorry." "Stand with me," I said. We walked to the mic. The mayor stepped aside. "I don't make speeches. I make roofs. That don't leak." But the room was waiting. "I'm not much for parties," I said. "I am for roofs that don't leak." Real laughter, warm, not polished, spilled back. The only seat I wanted was close enough to watch my son start a strong house with a strong heart. If anyone thinks dignity belongs up front and work belongs in back, I hope you never see a storm. Silence. Then the whole place stood. The masks. Slipped. Marin's smile cracked like paint. Reginald started to rise. Livia tugged him down. The planner clutched her clipboard like a life raft. Meanwhile, our people, teachers, nurses, neighbors, my crew, came alive, filling the dance floor like they'd finally been invited to the party they'd paid for with their lives. Later, behind, a private door, voices rose. "You humiliated me," Marin told Adrian. "No," he said, calm and firm. "We stopped humiliating my father." Reginald tried the lawyer voice, Livia tried tears, the planner tried rescheduling decency. "There won't be future family events," Marin snapped. Storm met stone. Something ended. By morning, the mayor's speech and my few sentences were online. By afternoon, my mailbox was stuffed. Thank yous, repair requests, 3 apprentice applications. One letter made me sit down. From Mrs. Chun, whose roof I'd patched in that ice storm. "I never knew anyone noticed," she wrote. "Thank you for showing my grandchildren there are still good men." 3 days later, Adrian came home with 2 suitcases and a look I hadn't seen in months. Peace. He slept in his old room while he and Marin tried counseling. 2 meetings later, quiet decisions closed the door. The mayor called with an idea. A city-funded emergency repair program for seniors and folks who fall through the cracks. We'll call it Steady Hands, he said. Will you run it? We built it from a folding table behind my shop. Noor, my apprentice, ran the board and the phones. Owen, Adrian's best man, showed up every Saturday with his tools and a thermos. Grace cooked for crews like they were family, because to her they are. 3 months after the wedding, we hosted a block cookout under string lights. No crystal, no seating chart, just jollof rice, warm cornbread, barbecue, and the hum of people who actually like one another. When the plates quieted, Adrian raised his voice. My father taught me a home isn't where you sit, it's who you stand with. I looked around, Grace laughing with Mrs. Chun, Noor lecturing a teenager about ladder safety, Owen and Adrian arguing joyfully about a sagging foundation like it was the moon landing. I thought about that plastic chair. Let the Lowells keep their front row, their chandeliers, their perfect hierarchies. We'll keep the roofs. We'll keep showing up when it rains. We'll keep building what lasts. Porches and ramps, yes, but also neighborhoods, families, the kind of ties that hold when the wind howls. In the end, worth isn't where they seat you. It's who'll stand beside you when it's time to work. And on the night they tried to put me by the kitchen door, my son stood up. Then the city did too.